Hey everyone, welcome back to the Crafty Maven Getaway. My name is Alicia, and I am doing a Mix It Up Monday today. Yeah, I just crafted this weird little box out of just raw chipboard that I had, and I put 2 coats of gesso on it. Um, so what I'm going to be doing today is I'm going to be creating what I'm calling a thankful box. This idea kind of just came to me as I was thinking, what am I going to do for Mix It Up Monday? I don't really do cards and I don't really do that, so this is kind of what came to me. I was just putting some washi tape around the edges at the top. I'm not going to finish the inside. I mean, this is something that is, for my kids, for my home. I'm not selling it or displaying it anywhere amazing, so I wanted it to look nice, but I'm not going to worry about the inside. So I am using a combination of Maggie Holmes Flea Market and the Notes and Things Project Life Kit. So you will be seeing those products used in this video. I do want to say quickly, you may have seen the inspiration piece at the beginning and said, now Alicia, this isn't a great way to kick off the week because it doesn't look like you're using anything from the inspiration board. And you may be correct there. I love the inspiration board, but I had a hard time using the colors or the icons in it. I guess you could say maybe I took the neutrals from the very first picture in the top left corner of it. Let's go with that. But yeah, I'm sorry. This isn't based solely on that inspiration piece. I was inspired just by this idea I had, and I wanted it to be something that I enjoyed doing, and I love working with crepe paper, and so that's what I decided to do. So sorry, Hannah, but hopefully you will like the project anyways. So what you see me doing here is just kind of figuring out what pieces I want to be on the outside of the box. So um, I am going to use this Project Life card, again from the Notes and Things Project Life set, for the front of the box, and for the sides and the back I am using the Flea Market by Maggie Holmes, and that is my all-time favorite collection. I love every single thing about that collection. I wish I could still find ephemera pieces and things like that for it because sadly I have a lot of the paper and 6x6 paper pads, but not so many of the embellishments anymore, so I am definitely hoarding the ones that I have. So I am taking a stencil here. This is by the Crafters Workshop, and I'm taking some distress paint in Cracked Pistachio, and I am just doing a little bit of stenciling, just to give it a little bit of something. I like to get a little painty and modelly pasty. I don't like to be pasty. I am pasty right now. It's winter here, so winter's on its way, so not a lot of sun tanning going on. So this is a Heidi Swap stencil and just some polka dots, and I'm using some modeling paste to just give the front and the side some texture. I'm not going to do a whole lot to the back because depending on where this is, I mean, you might not even see the back. I will do a little something to it later on in the video, but as far as the mixed media and stuff, not so much. So I really love the way those polka dots are mixed on top of the paint. Just adds a little something. So here I am. These are the 4x6 cards, and I kind of fashioned this box to fit these snugly. So my idea is I want to be able to create these cards that sit inside this box, and I'd like my kids or myself or anyone who would like to in my home, or I guess anybody who comes over, however, whatever makes you happy, right? To just write on these cards something you're thankful, or a prayer possibly, or something that just makes you feel better. And you can put it in this box, and if you're having a bad day or whatnot, you can pull out one of these cards and read all the things that there are to be thankful about. Now, I do realize that this sounds a bit corny, but I guess this idea came to me simply because I don't have ungrateful children, but I just realize in general, kids are blessed with so much. Well, some kids, there are some kids that are not blessed, and we definitely need to, give our good thoughts to those families. But, you know, um, in general, even, you know, middle class families, their kids are just so blessed to have the things they have and the families that they have and things like that. So, um, I almost feel like maybe the generation of my daughters might take some of that a little bit for granted and not realize that there are families that don't get things that they get, or you know what I'm saying. I don't want to be like cornball all Monday morning, but you understand what I'm saying. So that's kind of where this idea spawned from. So while I was doing all of that violin playing right there, you can see I kind of layered up some ephemera and some puffy stickers and some wood veneer, and I created some banners from flea market. The ephemera I am mainly using that's in those dishes. The dish to the left is the ephemera from the Notes and Things Project Life kit, and the other tray is the Maggie Holmes Open Book Flower ephemera. So there you can see my camera kind of cut out. I added a tab to the top. That's from the Maggie Holmes Shine collection, just so that you could be able to pull them in and out a lot easier out of the box. And I just stapled a little heart on it that I punched out. So that's kind of the general idea of how I want these cards to be in here. I want them to be cute, but still have enough room to write something on them, right? So this is the next card I'm going to do. I'm only going to do 2 cards in this video, just for time's sake, so you can get the idea of what I have going on here. But I'm taking this ephemera piece called saying the little things, and I'm tearing some vellum, and I cut some papers from flea market to kind of layer with it. I really love that navy polka dot. That's one of my favorite papers in that collection. Um, And I'm just gonna layer these together and cover up kind of that pre-made sentiment that's on that card. Go ahead and pop that sentiment up. I don't know about you, but I always feel like sometimes if I lay a picture directly on a staple, it kind of sits funny. So I usually try to pop that element up that's sitting right next to the staple. Sometimes I don't, but I try to. So I love that little bird. I will use him later on, but not yet. That's from the Notes and Things chipboard piece, that little birdie I was just playing with. So I'm just, yeah, having some fun with ephemera. I'm going to layer this little tab that says love in the layers. Um, and what am I doing now? Oh yes, this is my big cup, my big little cup of labels. And I just pulled one out. I believe it's a gray one. It's like a dark gray label. And I'm grabbing this Maggie Holmes roller stamp. I shouldn't say date. There's no dates on it. From Shine. And I think it says be courageous and be kind, have courage and be kind. And I just stamped that on there a couple times. And I just thought that was a nice sentiment. These are some little word stickers from Authentique. They are very old and they're actually from like a baby collection, but there's a lot of good phrases on there. And that little gold glitter heart is by Studio Calico, I believe, or the spin-off line that they do, collection they do. I don't know what it is, but I know it comes somewhere from Studio Calico. So these sequins are from Open Book, and the colors of them pretty much matched really well. So I'm just, honestly, they're kind of hard to get out that little bag I put them in. So I was just picking out colors, and whatever stuck to my finger, I was hoping that it matched. And so I'm just gonna put a couple of those on there. I like those though, they're like the flat sequins, so um, I felt like the bottom needed a little something, so I'm going to cut a couple sheets, a couple strips from Flea Market. I love that black and white diagonal. That's actually on the outside of the box, on the sides. And then this beautiful aqua color paper is actually on the back of the outside of the box. So those are just offcuts from doing that. And I'm going to put a little wood veneer heart there, and I believe I'm going to put a little word sticker. And I don't know if I put I think I do put a little sequin there, yeah. So, moving on, here's the tab. I just die cut that quick on my die cut machine. And I do realize that the middle is open, so I'm not writing anything. You would have to layer something behind there. But I just thought it was easier this way, and they will be mostly used just to get the cards in and out. So I thought that would be a nice, oh, there goes some Heidi Swap gold misty stuff. I just thought it would be nice. It would kind of bring everything together to have those similar tabs with a little heart punch stapled onto them on every card. So those are the only cards I'm going to do, but I am going to embellish the box now. So this is a Project Life card from that Notes and Things, and I love this swiper. I love the sentiment on it. And so I want to use that. And here you can see I magically pulled out two chipboard frames. They're both from Crate. One is from Open Book and one is from the Pier. So I'm just going to layer those together. But I thought, before I stick these down, let me make sure I have enough space for the word thankful, which is what I want to be on the outside of the box. And I'm using my favorite thickers, the gold Fitzgerald ones. I mean, I think I would love the Fitzgerald thickers in any color. I think it's more the font than the color, but I do love the color. I love gold. So actually, I think I have some black ones on the way to me. So, and I was out of L's, so I just fashioned one up real quick. And now I can kind of stick these frames down and know that they're not gonna cut out my space for my title. So that's what I'm going to do. Just stick these on down. I kind of stuck them together first so I knew where I wanted it to be. And I'm just going to use my Scotch Quick Dry to put those down. And then I'll go back and kind of try to attach this pink one a little bit better so that we don't have a thankful box falling apart on our hands. So I'm going to use some pop dots for that circle that I cut out of the swiper of the Project Life card, and I'm using the thickest pop dots I have, which are the ones like the, is it Studio G maybe? Like the dollar ones from Michaels, and I love them because they're really, really thick. And I know I say this all the time, but I love having foam in different heights because I like to use different heights on my layouts and projects and things. So I used those pop dots on the right side of it and a little bit of foam tape on the left side since it was sitting on the chipboard frame. Sorry, that was a long explanation. So these are some, I don't actually own this die. I really wish I did. Hopefully there's still time for me to get it if I decide to, but I love that Maggie Holmes die with the leaves. So I actually asked my friend, oh yeah, it's Jen here on YouTube, to send me some die cuts out of that die set, and she did so graciously. And so that's what I'm using. I've been hoarding them, and so I thought this would be a great way to use at least one of them. So I know I have two pulled out there, but I'm only going to bring myself to use one, that one, and then swiper. I'm so sorry about that. Then I'm going to just layer in some of these open book flowers with it. And sorry, at that moment when I was quiet, I was giving my dog that face. You know that face you give your dog when they're being naughty. So yeah, you just see me here putting in some of the ephemera from that flower pack, and I did slide a little half piece of ephemera from the open, oh, I keep calling it open book, Notes and Things collection there on the right. A little peachy circle-y thing. So I have everything like how I wanted it arranged. I played around, but I decided on this because I didn't want to cover up the fact that I had some frames back there that were layered and all pretty. And I popped that pink flower on the top up. So yeah, I like how that looks. I did feel like I wanted to add a little something else. So I pull out this chipboard 3, which has nothing to do with anything, but I loved the pink color. But it's not going to make it because I decided to add in this arrow from Love Notes, I think, by Crate Paper. And I love those arrows. I think there's like 3 in a package that, I mean, there's 3 of those arrows in the package of embellishments that it comes in, and I just love them. So now I am just playing around with this wood veneer heart, and it needed something else, and I'm just going to glue that right there Just a little tiny detail. And some more word stickers that say forever and always. Again, from that Authentique sheet. No, sorry, I'm like a little off screen. Ow, Swiper, sorry. So there's the little birdie that I love. He's so cute. And I'm gonna just layer a flower underneath him just so he's not just lonely back there on the back of the box. So yeah, I'm gonna go through a bunch of flowers, but this is the winner. And so yeah, that's pretty much all that's gonna be back there, other than I'm gonna put a little gold chipboard heart from Maggie Holmes. He doesn't care about the look, as you can tell. He could care less, right? So here I go with the heart, and yeah, that's going to be it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this Mix It Up Monday, something a little different than a layout. You guys make sure you check out the rest of the videos on the Crafty Maven, and I'll see you guys later.